Hello, hello. Hi everyone. Welcome to a new stream. How's it going? I hope everything is great. Hi everyone. Welcome to a new live stream. Bienvenidos todos a un nuevo en vivo. How's it going? I hope everything is great. Espero que todo esté muy bien. Well, today we are going to learn 5 new Spanish words. Maybe they're new to you. Maybe they are, but they're really common Spanish words and they're really useful as well. So yeah, it's gonna be a short stream. So it's gonna be like 30 minutes or so. So yeah, let's do this. Sorry I couldn't stream yesterday, but it was raining a lot here, so and a lot of thunder and lightning and all of that, so I was a bit terrified. So that's why I decided to live stream today. Hello KS, welcome. ¿Cómo has estado? Bien. He estado muy bien, muchas gracias. ¿Cómo has estado tú? Espero que todo bien. Okay, so before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and also click on the bell icon so you can get notified every time I live stream. I want to give a big shout out to our Cafecito members, Caraquil, Tom Siebold, Ralph Marquez, Brianna Lee, Ruby Brockenberry, Christopher Michael, William Lopez, David Beaver, SC, Gregory Ramirez, and Michael Lee. Thank you guys for the support. I appreciate it. El cafecito está delicioso. So, yeah, you can also become a member and support this channel. You only need to click on the join button down below. Am I hearing rain right now? I hope not. Anyway, so let's just get started. Okay. So, 5 words, just 5 words. Let's talk about them. Let's talk about their meaning. Let's talk about how they work in Spanish, and we will learn obviously more vocabulary because we will see some examples in other Spanish words. You know how this channel works. Okay, so yes, 5 words. 5-ish. Okay, so the first word, guys, let's see what we have here. La lealtad. La lealtad. What does this mean? This is a feminine noun because we're saying la lealtad. Okay, la lealtad. And this means, let's see what this means. This means loyalty. Okay, loyalty. And it's very, I want to just like oh my God, what the hell? I want to let you know something really quickly here. Something, I would say you can learn 2 words here, really, because the word leal means loyal, okay? Leal, loyal. And if you have lealtad, that means loyalty. So you know now 2 different words. Leal, lealtad. Okay? Leal is an adjective, of course. Ella es leal. Él es leal. There's no masculine nor feminine. And lealtad is a noun. Okay? Hello, Han L. Welcome. Excellent. Una mujer leal. Un hombre leal. That's correct. Excellent. Okay, so now we know what that means. Now, let's look at an example and let's see how this word works in Spanish. Lo que más valoro en mis amigos es la lealtad. And I missed a period here. Yeah. Lo que más valoro en mis amigos es la lealtad. Just by knowing what lealtad means, you know what we're talking about. Amigos, you know what that word means. It means friends. Lealtad, loyalty. So we're talking about friends and loyalty. So let's see what this this sentence means. This sentence means what I value most in my friends is loyalty. Okay, so this is an important word for sure. Loyalty, lealtad. Very, very good. It's a very good word. So let's break this down and let's see what the meaning of everything here in this sentence. So something really important, of course, about Spanish is this phrase here. Lo que. In this situation, or that phrase means what? Okay. Lo has a bunch of different meanings. Sometimes it means it, sometimes it means him, you, sometimes it refers to a thing or things, and sometimes it means what, especially if you use lo que, what. And that's commonly said in Spanish, especially when you want to say what you like or something that you appreciate or value. This lo que works perfectly there, because if you just say que más valoro, it sounds incomplete. But when you have lo que, it means that you are talking about something that you hate, love, value, or whatever you think about or feel about. You might value things, you might hate things, and so on. So when you're talking about it, something, in this case we're talking about lealtad, but we need this to refer to it. It's like an introduction. Lo que, in English you just need what. Lo que más, that's another thing. You can also remember this phrase here, lo que más, and that means what and most, okay, in this situation. So you can say lo que más amo, what I love the most, okay, or most. Lo que más odio, what I hate the most, or most. Okay, so lo que más is a very, very useful phrase. In this situation, we're talking about valoro, value. In this situation, obviously, you can have yo here. Lo que yo más valoro. So essentially, it will go here. You don't need it, of course. You don't need yo all the time, but if you want to use it, the correct placement will be in between que and más. Lo que yo más valoro. If you say lo que más yo valoro, it sounds okay, but it's more common to say lo que yo más valoro. Okay, so of course you don't need yo, so we can get rid of it. Valoro comes from the verb valorar. It sounds like Valorant, the video game, but we're not talking about video games here. Valorar is a verb and it means to value, okay? Yo valoro, obviously valoro is conjugated and it means I value, okay? Right here. In mis amigos, my friends, is la lealtad, loyalty. Okay, so now we know how this phrase or this sentence works. We know what it means. We know why we have those words there. We learned a few common phrases. Lo que más. I would say just one. Well, you can say lo que or lo que más. It depends on what you want to say. But that's a very important phrase to learn. And, you know, we learned about valorar and lealtad. Excellent. Okay, excellent. Remember, la lealtad means loyalty. So it's a good word, definitely, definitely. Word number 2. The next word is, let's see what you guys are saying. Obviously, if you have any questions, please let me know. You can use the live chat for that. The only thing you gotta do is you need to subscribe to this channel in order to use the live chat. Excellent. Han L, you knew the meaning of the Spanish sentence, so that's awesome. La cualidad más importante que una mujer necesita tener. I would say everybody, not only women or a woman. Everybody should be, should have loyalty. Should be loyal to, what they believe and whatnot. But great example, KS. Great example. Men and women, my friend. Okay. Now the next one. La explicación. La explicación. La explicación. What does this mean? Sounds familiar, huh? It sounds like something in English. Okay, of course, this is a feminine noun, and it means explanation. Explanation. Okay, so both words look pretty similar, and you can remember explicación easily due to that, but just remember the pronunciation. La explicación. La explicación. And this one, of course, can be plural. Hang on, just let me do this. And remember to add the letter S. Las explicaciones. That's not what I wanted to do. Las explicaciones, and I believe you don't need the accent. Okay, when you have it plural, yes, that's correct. You don't need the accent. And of course, if it's singular, then you need the accent mark. Oops. I'm sorry about that. Oh boy. Anyway, now let's see what this means. I mean, not what it's. Let's look at an example. What am I saying? Okay. ¿Podría darme una explicación rápida de cómo funciona? ¿Podría darme una explicación rápida de cómo funciona? What does this mean? It's a long question, and it's an advanced question. I mean, it's advanced. It's not a basic question because it's long. We have a lot of words. We have podría, which is a great word when asking for something. But yeah, what does this mean? It's a common question as well in Spanish. So this means, could you give me a quick explanation of how it works? Okay, we're talking about something. It could be a machine. It could be some device or something like that you don't know how it works, and you are asking, Can you explain to me how this works? Basically. So let's break this down. Let's see how this sentence works. Podría means could you, okay? So it's a polite way to say could you. So use podría. It sounds like I'm saying something else. It's like in Spanish there's a word pudrir. Pudrir means to rot. So I don't know why every time I say podría, it sounds to me like I'm saying pudría, because that's a completely different thing. But yeah, never mind. I mean, don't pay me attention about that specifically. It's just me. But podría means could you, and it's polite. If you're familiar with the person, like if you know this person, if that person is your friend or family, you can say podrías. Podrías is informal. It's not rude, of course. It's just informal. But if you don't know the person, or that person is, your boss, you should say podría. Podría, and that means the same thing. Podría, podrías, could you. And then when you say darme, dar is a verb and it means to give. And when you say me, darme, that means give me, okay? Give me. So that's what it means. But we have to pay attention to this, because in this question, darme works. When you say podría darme, could you give me? But if you say to someone darme by itself, it doesn't work. For example, if you want to say give me an apple, dame, you would say dame without the R, okay? So in this situation, as a question, podría darme works perfectly fine. But if you use it as a command, dame la manzana, give me the apple, dame las llaves, give me the keys, okay? So you don't need the letter R. So that's tricky, I know, it's tricky. Okay, una, you know what that means. Una means a. It's an indefinite article. Explicacion, we have this word right here, and that means explanation. Rápida means quick. Remember, in Spanish, it's very common to have the noun and then the adjective. In English, it's the other way around, okay? For example, pretty face, cara, in Spanish is cara bonita. Cara, face, bonita, pretty, okay? So it's the other way around. Sometimes in Spanish, you can have adjectives before the nouns, but it's not often. And sometimes it doesn't work. So just to be on the safe side, just put the noun and then the adjective after. Explicación rápida. La explicación rápida. The quick explanation. Explicación rápida, quick explanation. De cómo. Ooh, this is a great little phrase here. This means of how. Okay? So when you are asking for an explanation, you want to say, about what you want the explanation, right? In this situation, you want to know how something works. So de cómo is similar to of how, of course. That's pretty much the literal translation. De, of, cómo, how. Okay, remember the accent mark right here. Cómo. that happens when you have a question, by the way. And then we add the verb funcionar, conjugated, of course. And funcionar means to work. And in this situation, conjugated, it means works. Okay? De cómo funciona. Obviously, you can be very specific and say de cómo la computadora funciona, of how the computer works. So you can add a noun right here in the middle, and then obviously the verb. Okay? But if you were talking about a computer already, you don't need to repeat the same noun over and over and over and over. So that's why we don't have it here. Okay? Excellent, excellent. Now let's look at the next one, but just remember la explicación. La explicación means explanation. Let's see what you guys are saying. Tanyankian, welcome. From the verb poder. Poder? Poder, podría. Yes, that's correct. Podría. Yeah, podría is, as I said before, it's used in a very polite situation, but it's similar to saying could you, okay? Could you? Poder, I know poder means power. It means to be able to. Poder means can, to be able to do something, or can to can. You know, I can do it. Puedo hacerlo. But when you say podría, that means could. Okay? Yeah, it's quite interesting, the verb poder. Poder. Podría is obviously poder, but it's conjugated in the conditional tense. Okay? For the for usted. Usted podría. That's why it's polite or formal. And podrías, informal, that is for tú. Tú is same, you know, usted, polite, you, tú, informal. I mean, usted, formal, you, tú, informal, you. Okay? So, tú podrías. Usted podría. Okay? So, yes. Excellent. Thank you. Nianki. Sorry, I'm butchering your name. Sorry. Niankin. Ok, ¿algún profesor da una buena explicación? Ok. ¿Algún profesor da una explicación terrible? Ok. Algunos, I would say, algunos profesores dan una buena explicación, otros profesores no. So that would be an easier way to say the same KS. But yeah. Great example. Great example. Okay, now the next one. Okay. One sec, guys. One sec. Okay, the next one, guys. The next one. Let's see what we have here. Doble. Ha. Doble. Doble. Sounds like something. You know this one. I'm pretty sure you know this one. You know this one. It's not that difficult. This one means, well, it's an adjective and it means double, twice, or doppelganger. Okay? It's interesting. It's an interesting word. So let's look at an example. I think I have two examples actually. Pedí un espresso doble. Pedí un espresso doble. This means I ordered a double espresso. Okay? Yeah, very simple. When you want to pretty much say double or twice, you use this adjective. Obviously, it can be plural as well. Dobles. It could be. It's not commonly used because you're already saying twice. It's nothing singular. It's something that is double. But it depends. If you're talking about two doppelgangers, you can say dobles. And also, doble, if I'm correct, I'm just double checking. I just forgot the name of this. You know, people in movies that that do the dangerous scenes for actors. Do you remember? I just forgot that. Stunts? Is that the name? Stunts? Stuntman? Stuntman? Isn't it? I'm just double checking. Yeah, Stuntman. Stuntman, yes. So, doble, el doble, that's a stuntman. So, that's something interesting. I just remember that. But yeah, let's break this down, this phrase, this sentence down here. Pedí. Pedí comes from the verb pedir, which means to ask for something or to order. I mean, you could say ordené, which is more like a literal translation of to order. But I gotta say that pedir is also commonly used to say I order, or, you know, to order something. Pedí is past tense, of course, and it means I ordered. You can say yo pedí, obviously, but remember, we don't use personal pronouns all the time in Spanish. So when you say pedí, that means I ordered. A espresso, Italian word. Doble, double. Okay, so it's not like you're saying I ordered 2 espressos or twice espressos. I don't think it doesn't work like that. But when talking about drinks, espresso doble, that means double espresso. Whiskey doble, that's another thing. If you're talking about drinks, whiskey doble, that means double whiskey, twice the amount of whiskey that people serve at bars. Okay, doble. Excellent. Now let's look at the next example. Right here. Where is it? Hello? Oh, I know why. Ayer vi a tu doble en el centro comercial. Ayer vi a tu doble. Ayer vi a tu doble en el centro comercial. What does this mean? What does this mean? This means I saw your doppelganger at the mall yesterday. Well, that's quite interesting, right? It happens. Someone looks exactly like someone you know, and it's impressive. Can be impressive, really impressive, unexpected as well. So let's break this down. Ayer, you know what ayer means. Ayer means yesterday. Vi, I saw. You can also say ayer yo vi. You don't need yo. You know why. Ayer vi, yesterday I saw. Vi a, that's something to remember. Ver a, that phrase means I saw, and then you add more to the sentence. Vi a, I saw ... Okay, if you say vi, and then tu doble, be tu doble. That can also work, but if you want to be more correct in Spanish, you need the letter A. Be A. I saw. Tu doble. Tu doble. Did you notice here that I don't have an accent mark on top of the letter U? That's because tu means your. Without the accent mark, your. And with the accent mark, it means you. Okay? Tu doble, your doppelganger. En el, at, the. En can mean in, on, at. Okay, so it's a good word. Very versatile. El, the, centro comercial. Wow, that's a long name. But it means mall. I like it more in English here because mall, I mean, very short. It's very short and easy to pronounce. But centro comercial, that's the mall in Spanish. That's what it means. Centro comercial. It's like you're saying commercial, not commercial, but like where all the stores are, you know, which is a mall, pretty much. Okay. Excellent. So now you know doble means double, twice, and doppelganger. Okay? So, interesting. And also Stuntman. El doble de la película. Stuntman. Movie Stuntman. Okay. Stuntman. Okay. The next one. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Please let me know if you have any questions. The next one, guys. We have only 2 more words to go. Uy, and they're gonna be phrases. So, very common phrases. Very good phrases. Okay. So, this is actually 2 words. Not 2 words, 2 phrases. But one is used, I believe, more in Spain and the other one in Latin America. Tronar los dedos. Okay, so that's the first one. Tronar los dedos. What does this mean? Tronar los dedos. You probably know what dedos means. Dedos means fingers. Los dedos, the fingers, or just fingers. And tronar has quite a few meanings. It means to snap. To snap, to, to burst when you snap something as well. And it can mean so many things: to fail, to break up, to pop, specifically a balloon, to burst. It's a very interesting verb, and we can talk about this one in the future. But tronar los dedos means, well, let me tell you what it means. It's a phrase, of course. It's a phrase, and it means snap one's fingers. Oh my God. Let me just remove this. Snap one's fingers like this. Right? And also, you can say, or people in Spanish will also say chasquear, not casquear, sorry. Chasquear. Sounds very good. I like the sound of this verb. Chasquear los dedos. It means the same thing. Chasquear, I believe this one is mostly used in Spain. I'm not entirely sure though, because the Spanish world is really big. But anybody in Spanish, if you say tronar los dedos or chasquear los dedos, they will understand what you mean. And that means snap one's fingers. Just doing this, this impolite thing. Now let's look at some example. María me tronó los dedos. Qué grosera. María me tronó los dedos. Qué grosera. This means Maria snapped her fingers at me. How rude. So yes, it's rude. It's rude, definitely. So if you hear this phrase, that's because something impolite happened, something rude. Okay, Maria, well, obviously Maria is a name. Me tronó los dedos. Snapped her fingers at me, okay? Me tronó. So Maria was like very bad, Maria, very bad. That's not nice. I've never done that. Like, hurry up, move. No, I just, no. I've never done that to anyone. And yeah, it's definitely something rude. When you say qué grosera, that means how rude, okay? Wow, I see like little emojis floating on the live chat. That's pretty cool. Is that something new? That's pretty cool. Okay, qué grosera means how rude. You're pretty much saying that the person is just a rude person, right? Grosera, we're saying grosera because we're talking about Maria. Maria is feminine, and that's why we're saying grosera. But if you're talking about a man, grosero. Okay? Qué grosero. For example, I could say Miguel. Miguel me tronó los dedos. Qué grosero. And that's correct. But we have Maria. If you have more than one person, you can just say groseros, okay? Groseros. But yeah, that's fine. Me tronó. Me, you know what that means. It means me, or in this situation, at me. Okay? And snapped her fingers, tronó los dedos. You can also say chasqueó los dedos. Me chasqueó los dedos. It sounds pretty, I don't know, I like more chasquear, but I've heard more tronar, okay? But both, you can use both verbs. That's completely fine. But yeah, now you know what tronar los dedos means. I cannot do it too loud. I don't think I can. Definitely not with this hand. Maybe because I have this fingerless glove. Yeah. Yes, it's okay. I think it's decent. I can snap my fingers. But anyways, yeah, just be careful with this. Obviously, it's something rude, but now you know how to say it in Spanish. Tronar los dedos, chasquear los dedos. Excellent, excellent. Now let's look at the last phrase. And that would be it, guys. Okay, the next one. The next one is a largo plazo. A largo plazo. What does this mean? Largo plazo. Largo plazo. You know, largo means long. Plazo works mainly with just this phrase. plazo by itself, I mean, you could say corto plazo, a corto plazo, a largo plazo. We will talk about that, of course. A largo plazo specifically means, it's a phrase, and it means long term, okay? Long term. I know in Spanish, term is término, but when you're referring to long term, you use plazo, okay? Término, no. You use plazo. Okay. Let's look at an example. Quiero una relación a largo plazo. Quiero una relación a largo plazo. This means I want a long-term relationship. Okay? When you don't want to play around, fool around, you want to find the one, you can say this: quiero una relación a largo plazo. Let's break this down. Yo quiero, or just quiero, means I want. Una, a, of course. Relación, relationship. A largo plazo, the phrase we just learned, and that means, you know what it means, long term. Oops, sorry. Long term. Now, if you want the opposite, maybe you just don't want a serious relationship, you just want to, you know, just not a serious relationship. You can say corto plazo. Corto plazo. A corto plazo, it's the opposite, short term. Okay, so short term. Quiero una relación a corto plazo. So that's the opposite. You don't want a long-term relationship. You just want to, you know, I mean, which is fine. If you don't want a serious relationship, you can just say that, right? I think that's important to be honest, you know, and say what you want, especially if there's going to be other person involved, right? So, yeah, quiero una relación a corto plazo. I want a short-term relationship. You can also use this phrase if you're talking about, for example, when you buy something and you're going to pay every month for that, you know, monthly fees or monthly payments towards, I don't know, a car, a house, or anything. You can use this term as well, long-term debt or short-term debt, and so on. So it's a very good phrase that it basically means, I mean, if you're saying corto plazo, short-term, if you're saying largo plazo, long-term, okay? And that's it. That's it. Today we learned 5 different words. La lealtad, which means loyalty. La explicación, which means explanation. Doble, which means double, twice, or doppelganger. Tronar los dedos or chasquear los dedos, which means snap one's fingers. And a largo plazo. Long term, corto plazo. Let me just add this here. Corto. And let's do this. And let me reveal what's behind this. And like that. Largo plazo, long term. Damn it. Damn it. Okay, largo plazo, long term. Corto plazo, short term. Okay? I mean, it's more likely that you will hear quiero una relación a largo plazo, because usually, I mean, people say that more often. And if you don't want a commitment, then you're not pretty much, you don't have a relationship, right? You just, you have something. I don't know how to call it, but you have something free, right? I assume. I don't know. But largo plazo, yeah, long term. Corto plazo, short term. Excellent. Let me just fix this here. There you go. Do you guys have any questions about what we just learned? Bonnie White, thank you for teaching us so completely. Understanding context is important when learning how to speak Spanish and other languages. Yes, definitely. Thank you, Bonnie. I appreciate your comment. Thank you so much. And yeah, I mean, I'm trying to make everything easier for you guys, because I know Spanish can be very confusing and complicated, and sometimes, you know, it's hard to understand why we're using this and not this other word, or why do we have this little phrase here that means something that I didn't think it you know, it meant that. So yeah, every language, you know, has its challenges. So Spanish is one of those languages where you're like, oh my God, why is this way? I totally understand that, and I get it. Thank you, Bonnie, once again. And that's it, guys. I hope you like this lesson. And sorry I didn't live stream yesterday, but yeah, the weather was bad here. Okay, if you like this stream, please give it a like. That helps me a lot. Also, please subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. That helps this channel as well. And also, another way to help this channel is by getting a membership. You can click on the join button down below. I have a Spanish community on Discord, so if you're interested, that's for free, of course. And if you're interested in joining that community where you can ask questions about Spanish, you can practice your Spanish. I'm there. I should be more active, but I sometimes I'm online, and yeah, you can ask questions to me or to anyone, you know, on Discord. So you can find the link to that in the video description down below. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye. Adiós. Hasta luego.